The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. Today we're going to go over the last section of the first lesson in consumer math. Before we go ahead and start the presentation, this is myself. My name is Miriam. I'm your math instructor at Penn Foster. I have been here with the team since 2015. And I have a master's of education in urban education. I've just earned that last year. I also have a Pennsylvania teacher certification to teach math. Today in this webinar, we're going to cover the most challenging topic in that last section of the lesson. We have self-check questions as usual within each discussion in our lesson. So those questions, again, are not graded. Those questions are given to you to self-assess yourself and evaluate whether you understood the topic or maybe you need some help to do more questions on the lesson before you go ahead and take the exam. Questions are welcome, and please keep them relevant to what we speak about today. And also, you are able to type in your questions in the questions box. The raise your hand feature is not enabled in our webinars. All registrants for this webinar will receive a recording of the webinar. So even if you could not make it today, you are able to get the recording in your inbox if you have provided the correct email address. Today we're going to look at calculating discounts. We're going to look at different kind of discounts and how can we calculate the selling price or the discounts or the savings on each kind of or type of a problem that we're going to see within today's presentation. So today we're going to look at single discounts, which is the most popular one that we deal with almost every day. Also, we're going to look at how to calculate discount series and also how to find the lowest price on items purchased from business to business. I'm going to look at all of these today in this lesson. Let's start with the first problem. Now, those problems that we're going to see in the beginning will be the simpler or the simplest form of those kind of questions. And then we're going to go up on the level of difficulty one by one. And we're going to do everything slowly. So if you are taking notes, that's good. If not, then make sure that you watch the recording whenever you get it so you're able to understand why or how can we think of a problem and how to decide which formula and which steps that we have to do. Let's read the example first, and then I'm going to go over the rules on the top. The question says an accent rug is on sale for $110.54. And it was tagged or it was marked or the original price of that rug was $153.20. What is the discount on the rug? So in this question, you're trying to find the percent or the R, the rate of the discount or the percent of the discount. Remember from the last webinars, we went through the form or formula P equals to B times R. And we said that we can change the form of this formula depending on what's known in the questions and what's unknown. The unknown will appear on the left-hand side of the equation, and the knowns from the questions should be on the right. Now, since in this question we are trying to find R, then the form that we're going to use the formula at would be R equals to the P over B. To remind you, the P is a percentage, the amount of savings in dollars. And the B here, the base, is the original price or the tag price. From the question, we know the base. The base here is the tag price, which is $153.20. The P is the percentage, the savings. The question does not give the savings. It gives the selling price, the reduced price. So we're able to find P, which is the savings, equals to tag price minus the selling price. It makes sense. If you subtract the lower price, the discounted price from the original price, it should give you the how many dollars you saved, the P, the percentage. So this is what exactly we're going to do. We have to find first the P, the percentage, and then use it in the formula with the B and find R, the rate. So let's do that together. So savings, which is the P, percentage, equals to the tag price minus the selling price. So in that case, we have 153.20 minus 110.54 equals to. Normally, I would recommend that you do the math manually or by hand, but since we are learning now about percents and we have to use a formula, I like to focus on what we learn as opposed to focusing on how to do the subtraction by hand and not to do a mistake. So in this case, I would like you to use a calculator. The difference would be the savings. It's $42.66. So this is P. Now from the formula, R equals to P over B. In this question, P is the savings, 42.66 over B, the base, not the 110, it's the $153.20. Do the division using the calculator, and that will give you the decimal form of the discount, which is 0.278. You can round this up to 0.28. And remember, then we have to multiply the decimal form times 100 to get the percent. So we're able to use the percent sign. So in this case, the discount is 28%. Remember, we have to shift the decimal point twice to the right whenever we multiply times 100. That's why it's 28%. Let's look at another example. Concert tickets are on 34% sale. So now we have R. So right away, when we read the question, we need to extract the information. R is the rate. It is the percent. It is the discount. If the tickets were originally sold, so originally sold, that means the tag price. Originally sold at $70, that's the B, base. How much will Juan save on one ticket? So the first question, what is the saving? How much she will save. And also they would like to know what is the price of one ticket after discount. So now we need the selling price. Now we can find the P. P is the amount of savings, the percentage, the amount of dollars that you will save on a 34% sale if the tickets originally were tagged at or priced at $70. So for that, I can use the formula P equals to B times R. I have the base and I have the rate. So now I can find the percentage, which is the savings. P equals to B times R. I like always to rewrite my formula. Equals to the base is 70, times R, the rate is 34%. I'm not able to use 34% as 34 in our calculations. Remember, we have to switch that to decimal. And to do that, we need to divide 34 over 100 to switch the decimal point twice to the left. So the decimal point of this discount is 0.34. Equals to multiply, and that will give you the savings, 23.80. So that would answer the first question. The savings that Juan will save on this deal $23.80. There is another part of the question. What is the selling price? The selling price would make sense to add the tag price or to subtract, the savings from the tag price that will give you the selling price. So the selling price is the original price, 70, minus the savings, minus 23.80, and that will give you the end price or the selling price for one ticket, $46.20. Let's do an example or a self-check question. Again, those questions are not graded. These are given to you to assess yourself. Let's read the question, and then I'm going to change my screen and give you the question and the answer choices, and you can answer or pick the one that you think is correct. If a 10% discount on a box of snacks saves $3.99 less than its marked price, what was the original price of the box? So here you need to extract the information. Do we have R, P, or B? Which ones that we have? And what should we do to find the original price? I'm going to display the question, and you're able to enter your answers. Here you go. Okay, let's do the question then together and check your answers. If you have the answer incorrect, it does not mean that you will never get the topic. It just means that you need to review your work and see which part that you did wrong in your solution. If you get it correct, that is a good sign that you are understanding the topic, so you can move on to the next topic, or maybe you want to do a little bit less of a practice on that topic. Again, the question is 10% discount and the savings is 3.99. So R is the 10% and that would be used as a 0.1, not 10. The P is the savings. So I have P and I have R. And of course, it's going to ask me for the B, the base, the original price. So basically, I'm going to use P equals to B times R equals to the base times R. I don't have B, so I need to use another form of the formula. So B equals to P over R equals to the P is the savings, 3.99, over R, the rate is a 0.1 equals to divide, and that will give you the original price, $39.90. So that would be option A. Next. Let's do the example and see what can we do with the question to find the selling price. A set of dinerware is on 40% sale, so that is R. What is the selling price? If it is tagged $240.99, that's B. Okay, so now we need the selling price. To do that, I can just simply find the savings, which is P, and then subtract the savings from the tag price, and that will give us the selling price. So I'm going to use the formula P equals to B times R. I have B and I have R. Then use the numbers instead of the variables. 240.99 times R is 40%, so it's a 0.4 equals to multiply, and that will give you the savings. The savings are $90 $6.40. That's not the answer. We want the selling price, the end price after the discount. So the selling price equals to the tag price minus the savings. Makes sense. Equals to the tag is 240.99 minus the savings is 96.40. Do the subtraction and we'll give you the end price, the selling price, $144.59. Let's do another question. A smart TV marked at $799.99 is on sale for 20% off. So B is given and R is given. What is the selling price? Again, I can find the savings and then do the subtraction. So I can do that, or I can do it another way. I'm going to show you the two ways. The one way that we said, well, find P, which is the savings, and subtract the savings from the tag price that will give you the selling price. Or another way to do that is to represent the rate or the percent using the 80%. Why do I say 80? If I'm going to imagine that the tag price is a full circle that represents 100%, if 20% is off, so that is the sale or that is the discount, then the remainder of the circle, the remainder of the 100% is the 80% that represents the percent of the selling price off of the tag price. What portion is the selling price off of the tag price? So instead of using R as 20%, I can use R as 80%. In this case, I'm gonna have to only do one step. I don't have to do the subtraction because I'm not finding the savings and then find out the selling price. I directly can multiply the discount percent in decimal times the tag price, and that will immediately give me the selling price with no subtraction. Let's do that. So P equals to B times R. P in this case is not the savings, it is the selling price, because my R is not the discount percent, it is the selling price percent off of the tag price. So that's why P here will give us directly the selling price. B is $799 and R is 0.8. Multiply together and that will give you right away the selling price. $639.99. If you'd like, you can do the other way, the first way. Find the savings first using R equals 20%. Find the savings and then subtract the savings from the tag price and see if that will give you the same selling price. It should give you the same selling price. That is an alternative way to do that type of question. Let's look at a self-check question. And the question says, Greg is considering to purchase a sectional for his family room. After speaking with the sales specialist, he learned that he will be saving $290. So $290 are the savings, that's P. Percentage after 15% discount R. What is the selling price for this sectional? Now we have the percentage, and we have the rate. We can do it one way. I'm just going to start the problem and I'm going to leave you do the rest of it so it's easier on you. So we try to find the base, and then we can find the savings and subtract the savings from the base, which is the tag price. Or I can do it another way and imagine that the R that I need to use is not going to be 15%, but it's going to be 85%. Whatever way you want to do, you can do it as long as you get the right answer. So I got you started with this. So I'm going to leave you think about the question. Here you go. Okay, let's do the question together. So again, I can do it two ways. Well, either way, I have to find the tag price first. And then it's up to me if I want to use the rate as 15% or I can use the rate as 85%. Either way, again, it's going to give me the same answer. So let's do find the tag price first. The tag price is the base. So for the base, I'm going to use this formula. B equals to P over R. I have P and I have R. Then use the numbers 290 over 15%. So 0.15 equals to, that will give you the tag price 1933.33. That is the tag price. Now take the tag price and calculate either the savings using the 15% rate, or you can right away use the 85% as the percent of the selling price off of the tag price, and that will give you exactly how many dollars would be the selling price. So let's do it the 85% since it's the new way. So for that one, we're going to do the selling price equals to the base. The base now is $1,933.33 times 0.85, the complement of 15%. The complement means that if you add the 85% plus the 15%, it will give you the whole circle, 100%. So I just call it the complement percent. And that will directly give you the selling price. It's going to be $1,643.33. Then the right answer is C. Let's move on. Okay, so now what about if you are purchasing an item and you have more than one discount offered? Sometimes when you go shopping or go to a department store and you're buying like an expensive dress, it may be tagged 75% off or 50% off, and then maybe you have a coupon for another 15% off. How would you calculate that? The way we're going to do that, we're going to use complements a lot in this method. So method number one is long, but it makes sense. And it's easy to follow, but it has too many steps. We're going to look at another two methods beside that one that we can do the same thing. And then later on, I'm going to let you know which one I prefer. So method number one basically will calculate the discount on the tag price individually. So we're going to apply the 30% off on the $430, and then we get a new tagged price, and then apply the 10% off, and then we get another tag price, and then apply the 4% off. So let's read the problem and decide where to start. Terry is buying a set of coffee tables tagged at $430. So that is the base, obviously. That is the base. And it is subject to 30% off, 10% off, and 4% off. So these are the three discounts that we're having. What is the selling price? To find the selling price, I'm going to have 3 steps, one for each discount. Step number 1, I'm going to find the percentage, the savings, after applying 30% off on the tag price. P equals to B times R equals to P is the unknown, B is the base, $430, and R is the 30%. So times 0.3. Let's make that times like this so it does not confuse with the decimal point. So multiply, you'll find the savings. $129 is your new base. Take that base or take that tag price and apply 10% off. So, well, 129 actually is the savings. So we're still in number 1. We're still in step number 1. So you have to find the selling price here. Selling price equals to 430, the base, minus the savings, because we found P, the savings, the percentage, minus 129 equals now to the new tag price, which is $301. Step number 2, take the new tag price and apply 10% off of that. So P equals to B times R again. B in this case is 301 times R is 0.1 because it's 10%. So multiply, that will give you the savings, $30.10. Take that savings and subtract that from the tag price. So selling price after the 30 and the 10% discount equals to 301 minus $30.10. And that will give you a new tag price, $270.90. Not done yet. We still have a third discount, number 3. You can use the same formula, P equals to B times R. The base in that case is $270.90 times R. R in this case is 0.04. 0.4 is 40%. It's 40%. But 0.04 is the 4%. Well, just let you know, because sometimes when you see a 4%, we just think of it as a 0.4, not a 0.04, which is the correct one here. Multiply, and that will give you the savings. And that will be $10.84. Take that savings and subtract from the tag price. So final selling price equals to $270.90 minus the savings 10.84, and that will give you the selling price $260.06. So if you're buying this set and you have those discount series, at the end you will be asked to pay that selling price. That is method number 1. Remember, this method is correct. It's long though, but it's easy to conclude what is the next step because it's common sense. Okay, step number 2, method number 2 is there in your lessons. I do not prefer that method. It's just confusing for me. I know how to do it, and you will know how to do it. But in the exam or in real life, I think it's too complicated to follow that method. But I'm going to go over it just in case if you see it in your lesson and you're wondering how to do the math. So again, it's the same question. The coffee table sets $430 as the tag price. We're having 30%, 10%, and 4% off. On the top, you're going to have the steps for this method. The first step you need to find the complements of the discounts in decimal. Remember, the complements are the discount or the percent that if you add it to the discount, it will give you 100%. In that case, the complement of 30% is 70%. The complement of 10% is 90%. The complement of 4% is 96%. Add 96 and 4 is 100, 90 and 10 is 100, and 70 and 30 is 100. Now we need to switch these to the decimal form. 70% is 0.7 in decimal. 90% is 0.9 in decimal, and 96% is 0.96 in decimal. The first step is to multiply. Multiply all three decimal forms of the complements of the discounts. So step number 1, 0.7 times 0.9 times 0.96 equals to, use your calculator, of course. So it's going to give you 0.6048. Now this number represents what? This number represents the selling price percent in decimal with the three discounts combined. Okay, so that is the selling price portion of the tag price. So there is the decimal form of the percent of the selling price, or I can think of that number as 60.48% of the tag price would be our selling price. Now, to find the complement, number 2, find the single discount in decimal by finding the complement of the product in step 1. This is the product in step 1. You need to find the single discount. This is not the discount. This is the selling price percent of the tag price. To find the complement, since it's a decimal number, I need to subtract this decimal from 1. 1 minus 0.6048. When we found the complements here, we did 100 minus 30, or we could do 1 minus 0.3 will give you the 0.7. 1 minus 0.1 will give you the 0.9. The same thing, 1 minus the decimal will give us the complement, which is going to represent the single discount decimal form. 0.3952. So that is the discount. Discount in decimal, and that is the selling percent in decimal. Okay, now take this. This is R. This is the R. So number 3, find the amount of savings using the formula P equals to B times R. We have B. B is the 430. The R now is the 0.3952. So P is the amount of savings equals to B times R. B is 430 times the R is 0.3952. Multiply, and that will give you the savings. $169.94. This is the amount of savings. Since the question is asking for the selling price, then subtract the savings from the tag price. We know both. So number 4, the selling price equals to the tag price minus the savings. And you will find the selling price. $260.06, exactly what we've got on the first method. Okay, so this method, as I said, it's a little bit complicated. I mean, with practice, you can get the hang of it, but I do not prefer that in real life, and too many steps too many steps that you have to do. With the first method was longer, but it's easy to follow what to do next. Let's do the third method. This is my favorite method. Very short and makes sense, and not too many steps that you have to do, and it makes sense to use it in real life too. So it has only 2 steps. Multiply the complements of the discounts in decimal, and then find the selling price by just multiplying that new R times the tag price, and that's it. So the complements again are 0.7, 0.9, and 0.96. Multiply them together will give you that same decimal number that we had. So it is 0.6048. This is the R. This R, remember, is the percent of the selling price out of the tag price in decimal. So if I multiply using P times B times R, P here is not going to be the savings anymore because the R is not the savings. It's not a discount. It's the selling price percent in decimal. So that will give us the selling price. So equals to the B 430 times the R is going to be 0.6048 multiply, and that will give you directly the selling price, 260.06, the same selling price. So that is the one I like to use. So you've seen the 3 methods, and I had to go over them because they all are in your lesson, just in case you're wondering how to do each of them. Let's do one more example together, just a different question, just to change the numbers and see how we do them when a different question. Heidi is buying a new dining room set tagged at $599.99 and subject to 20% off, 11% off, and 3% off discount. What is the selling price? Okay, so step number 1, I'm going to use method number 3. Step number 1, find the complements in decimal for the 3 discounts. So for the 20%, it's going to be 0.8 because it's 80%. For the 11%, it is going to be 0.89. And for the 3%, it's going to be 0.97. So step number 1, multiply 0.8 times 0.89 times 0.97 equals to, will give you the decimal form of the percent of the selling price out of the tag price, which is 0.69. Use this as the R. P equals to the step 2, B times R. B is 599.99 times R is 0.69. If you multiply right away, you will get the selling price, $413.99. And that's it. Let's go to a self-check. Fatima is considering to purchase a new bedroom set from an outlet store. The set is tagged at $690 and offers 25%, 10%, and 5% discount on the set. If Fatima decided to purchase this set, she'll be saving how much? So this question now is not asking you to find the selling price, it's only asking for the savings. How many dollars she's going to save if she decided to go with that deal. So I'm going to leave you do the question and select your answers. Here you go. Okay, let's do the question together. Okay, so first we have the base, the tag price. We have 3 discounts, so we know we have to find the complements of each. So 25%, the complement of that is 0.75. The complement for that is 0.9, and the complement for the 5% is a 0.95. Multiply altogether will get you the 0.64. This is the percent of the selling price in decimal. That is step number 1. Step number 2, you can use the formula P equals to B times R. B is the $690 times the R here is the selling price percent. So that will give us directly the selling price. Multiply, and that will give you the selling price at $441.60. So this is not the savings. This is the end price of the bedroom set. To find the savings, I need to add an extra step. So selling price or savings, we're looking for savings equals to the tag price we know, 690, minus the selling price, and that will give you the difference in price, and that is the savings, equals to, she will save $248.40. So in this case, the answer, it's going to be D. Let's move on to the next topic. The next topic, we're going to see some vocabulary that is special to when you are a business and you're purchasing your merchandise you're trying to sell to others through another business. So they have some terminology like FOB, which is free on board. It means that the person or the company that will ship the products from, for example, overseas or from another state, they will ship it to a specific location, and from there the buyer, which is you, have to pay for the shipment or the shipping from that location to the to your address or to the other business address. The 4/10, that is a cash discount, means that if the buyer pays the whole amount of his purchase within 10 days, then he gets a 4% off of his end price. If it's a 3, then within 10 days he gets 3%. If it's a 2, then within 10 days, if he's able to pay off all of the balance, all of the amount of money, then he gets a 2% off. If you see N over 30, it means that the net price, everything that the buyer owes should be paid within 30 days of purchase. Freight charge, that would be the charge that the buyer has to pay to bring the products or whatever he's buying from the freight yard to his location. So that is going to be on the buyer to pay. So let's see what can we do if we have a problem like that. How can we use those in math to find out the cost or the selling price? Kevin bought a set of stationery items on July 5th, listed at $973. So listed at means the tag price. FOB, Philadelphia. So everything was delivered to Philadelphia at no charge, and then you will see later there is a freight charge. And also he's getting 15% off, 5% off on his purchase. The terms are 3/10. Within 10 days, if he pays off the balance, he gets 3%. Or if he pays within 30 days, he gets only 1% off. And everything should be paid off within 60 days. the freight charge is $28. If Kevin pays the invoice on July 25th, what is the total cost for his purchase? So Kevin is going to get, anyways, he's going to get 15% and 5% off. But then would he get the 3% or the 1% off if he pays on July 25th? Well, he purchased on the 5th and he pays off on the 25th. That is 20 days. So this term is not applicable. He will only get a 1% off extra of the 5 and the 15% because he paid within 30 days. And also he has to pay the $28. So let's translate that into the math. So B is the $973. Okay, we can combine these discount series like before. So we can do 0.85, the complement of 15%, times 0.95, the complement of the 5%. Multiply, and that will give you 0.81. So after the discount, the selling price after the 15% and the 5%, we can find that using the P equals to B times R equals to, now we're finding the selling price prior to these two. So B is 973 times R is 0.81. So that will give you 788.13. So that is not it, because you still have 1% off because he paid within 20 days, which doesn't have a term for 20 days. So we're going to go with the 30 days. So 1% off this new tag price. So I can do the 788.13 times the complement of the 1% is 0.99. And that will give me the selling price after the 15%, the 5%, and after the 1%. And multiply. That will give you $780.25. Okay, well, you still have to pay the $28. So add 780.25 plus 28 equals 2, and that will give him the end price, $808.25, and that would be everything that he has to pay on July 25th. Let's look at another question. If Selena purchased a set of pet toys listed at $200, less 10% and 5%, they have, or she offered a cash discount 2/10. Within 10 days, if she pays off everything, she gets a 2% discount, and everything should be paid off by 60 days. The freight charge is $17. What is the lowest price that Selena would have to pay? So Selena is going to get the 10% and the 5% anyway. But it depends, if she pays within 10 days, she'll get an extra 2% off. But if she does not, then she doesn't get any discount on top of these two. So the lowest price would have to be if she pays within 10 days. So we have to consider the 10, the 5, and the 2%. That would give us the lowest price. Okay, so the steps are the same. Find the price after the 10 and the 5%. So 1, it's going to be find the complements, 0.9, multiply that times the complement of the other, 0.95, and that will give you the 0.86. and then you have to multiply that times 200. So 200 times the 0.86 will equal to the $172. That's not it. She's getting another discount, which is the 2%. The 2% is a 0.98 if you want to look at the complement. So you're going to take the complement and do 172 times the complement of the 2%, that is a 0.98. And that will give you then the discount or the selling price after the 3 discounts, $168.56. And then you have to consider that you have to add the $17. So it's going to be 168.56 plus the $17. And that will equal to the end price, the selling price, 185.56. And that's it. Okay, let's look at a self-check question. What is the most savings? So that is equivalent to the least selling price. So you have to find the most savings that you will get on $1,200 purchase, less than or less 10%, 5%, and 3%. And the cash discounts would be 4% within 10 days, 1% within 30 days, and everything have to be paid off by the 60th day. And the freight cash or the freight charge is $75. What is the most savings? What is the most savings? I'm going to display the question and you can think about it. Remember, it's not asking for the lowest selling price, the other side of it. It needs to get the most savings. Okay, let's do the question together. So first, we can find the selling price after the 1, 2, 3 discounts. So we do the complements. 0.9 times the complement 5% is 0.95 times the complement of 3% is 0.97. Multiply all together is going to be 0.83. Take this R and multiply it times the base. P equals to B times R. B in this case is at 1,200 times the R, which is the percent for the selling. And that will give us directly the selling price after the 3 discounts. So times 0.83, and that will give you $996. That's not the answer. We still have to apply the 4% because that is what's going to save her the most. So you can do 996 times the complement of the 4 is 0.96. And then multiply together, and that will give you the 905, 6.16. I'm going to do that real quick on the calculator just to make sure I have the right numbers. 996 times the 0.96, and that gives me exactly the same number that you have on the screen. So that is the selling price after the 1, 2, 3, 4 discounts. Now, we have to add the freight charge to the selling price. So 956.16 plus 75 equals to the end selling price is $1,031.16. This is not what the question is asking. It's asking the most savings. So we need to subtract the tag price 1200 minus the end price 1031.16, and that will give you the most savings, $168.84. So the right answer here in this case is B. That was it with the math part for our presentation. We did calculate the single discount, series of discounts. We also looked at special discounts that business entities would do to purchase merchandise from one another. I hope that everything was clear. You still need to study for the exam. You need to read the study unit or the lesson. You need to maybe rewatch that webinar. You're going to receive the recording. And also within your lesson, there are practice exercises or discover more questions. These are given to you not to grade you on them, but to give you practice questions that you can practice and get good at the concept that we discuss within the lesson. The answer key for those discover more questions or practice exercises are provided. So whenever you're working on those questions, do not take your answer as the correct answer unless you see that the answer key have the same answer as you. If you have mostly correct answers, that is a good indication that you are ready for the exam. If most of your answers are incorrect, do not get discouraged. Just go back to the lesson, try to reach out for help until you get those answers correct. You can reach out for help by calling the school 9 to 6 Eastern Time on weekdays. The more efficient way, I think, is a good way is to schedule an appointment with one of the instructors or teacher assistants using this link. You can specify the date and the time where we can call you back and go over some problems. You can text message or email or chat. To email or chat, some of you have the account looks like that, and some of you have this look of the account. Both are equivalent. We just move things around. To go to where you have to go and email us, you can go to the Help Center and click on Ask a Question. You may have to press on the search button first and then click on the option Contact Us and then fill out the form and submit. Or you can go to Help Center, Help and Support Center. The same thing, you may have to click on that search button to see the option. Click on that option and then fill out the form that will directly send us an email. In this screen, you will see also a chat feature on both kinds of accounts. You can chat to speak to a live person about your questions. And that is it. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your participation. There is a small survey, only 3 questions, very short, just to let me know how I did perform in today's webinar, if I need to add something or I need to work on something, or maybe if I did good on an aspect on this webinar. So I will appreciate your feedback. If you did not attend the webinar, you also are able to take the survey. Thanks again and good luck in the exam.